Hey guys, it's Caitlin. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a Q&A. I asked you guys to ask me questions for this video over on my Instagram, which I'll leave linked below in my bio. And I got a ton of questions, so I'm so excited to go ahead and answer them for you today. The first question I'm going to be answering is, what is my favourite book? I feel if you follow me on TikTok or you follow me on Instagram, you're going to know the answer to this. But my favourite book is the Hunger Games series by Suzanne Collins, which I first read on my 13th birthday. I read the first book in that day. I read it all in one day, absolutely fell in love with it. That series means the world to me. I relate to characters so much. I'm in love with Peter. That's all I have to say about him. Love him so much. And yeah, that book is just one that I always go back to. And hopefully it will be one that I go back to for years in the future as well. I reread it about once a year. I absolutely love it. So yeah, that's definitely my favourite book. And then the second question I'm going to be answering is actually I find quite funny. Someone asked me, what's my favourite book except for The Hunger Games, which just sums me up really, doesn't it? People need to ask not to mention The Hunger Games. My favourite book aside from The Hunger Games, I probably have a few. I'd say the Mortal Instruments series by Cassandra Clare, which I feel is a bit controversial, but that. I love The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Ardier. What else? Oh, I love the Illuminae series. Well, the Illuminae Files by Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. And oh, recently I read Red, White and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston, which I absolutely loved. So I'd say those are probably some of my favourites that are not The Hunger Games. Next we have my least favourite book. I feel I have quite a few of these, but most recently my least favourite book has got to be The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. I thought that the plot was good. The characters were just really lacking. The characters were so annoying. The plot had such potential and the writing just let it down. The plot wasn't fleshed out enough, and I feel maybe it could have benefited from another 100 pages. It just all came to a head really quickly. Yeah, I really didn't like it. I did finish it, but I didn't like it. The next question was, how do I read so quickly? I don't really read that quickly. I read about 100 pages a day. I only tend to read in the evening, so I get everything else that I need to do in the day. Not that I'm doing a lot right now, I'm just doing maybe 3 hours of uni work. But yeah, I just read in the evenings. I read about 100 pages a day. It's really not a lot, but yeah, I usually get through about 9 to 10 books a month, which is quite a lot when you think about it. It just depends on how long the books are as to how quickly I'll get through them. I really like this question. It's, if I could arrange a meeting with myself and 3 characters from books, what would they be? Okay, I'm going to try and not do them all from The Hunger Games, so I'm going to say Peter from The Hunger Games, then probably, oh god, this is hard. I want to say Katniss from The Hunger Games as well. Okay, those 2 are in there. And then a third one, why can't I think of another character that I'd like to meet? Oh, I'll say Jace. Okay, so we're going to go with Peter and Katniss from The Hunger Games and Jace from The Mortal Instruments, just because I think he's really funny and I think we'd get on well. And then the next question is, what age did I start reading? I've been reading as long as I can remember. I started off with, like, you know, those fairy books by, what was her name? Rainbow Meadow, something like that. Meadow something. Oh, you know what I mean, those rainbow fairy books. And I loved, who else did I love? I loved Michael Morpurgo. Then I went on to read the My Baby Sister Vampire series. I absolutely loved that. I loved Jacqueline Wilson. And then, as I mentioned earlier, I read The Hunger Games when I was 13, and then that transitioned me into young adult books. So I'm 19 now. I've been reading young adult since I was 13. That's how I've acquired so many books. That's another question that I got asked, how do I have so many books? I've been collecting them for many years and I haven't bought them all myself, so thank you to my mum who's bought me most of my books. The next question that I really liked is what inspired me to make my TikTok account. If you don't follow me on TikTok, I'll leave that linked below so you can find it down there. But I feel this is the same with a lot of people who have book media right now, but definitely Sasha Osberg, who had the YouTube A Book Utopia. I absolutely loved her when I was younger. I watched basically all her videos. I was like obsessed. Like, I loved her. I just thought she was so cool, and I thought it was so cool to see someone who liked reading, and it made me feel like I wasn't weird for liking reading because some of my friends like to read. She's a pretty staple person for, you know, people who are on book social medias now. And she actually followed me on my TikTok a couple months ago, and I freaked out. I was like, oh my god. This is it, my life's come to a head. That's all I need, I can quit now. The next question is there a character that reminds me of myself? Again, we're going back to the Hunger Games, but Katniss, I feel I really relate to her as a character. I think mostly because when I read her, I kind of, stupid, but you know, like you base your personality and you try and act like your favourite characters. So I feel I did that when I was younger. Not so much now, well, not at all now, but I just feel like as a person I'm quite similar to her, which I'm not sure is a good or a bad thing. She's quite a stubborn character. She can be annoying at times, like I feel like that's me, so I'd say Katniss for that one. Next question is some of my favourite standalone books. So I absolutely love As I Descended by Robin Talley, which is an LGBTQ plus Beth retelling set in modern day boarding school. I absolutely love that. It's amazing. It's so good. I highly recommend it. As I previously mentioned, Red, White and Royal Blue. I think that's a great romance book. Another LGBTQ plus recommendation for you. Close Your Eyes by Nikki Cloak, which again I read last month. That's absolutely amazing. I love that book. I read it in one sitting. It was so good. That's a UK based school shooting type novel when they're trying to figure out what happened, what caused the person to snap, basically. I thought that was so good. I loved that book as well. So those are going to be my standalone recommendations for you. And then the next question was some of my favourite series, which I feel I kind of answered. So The Hunger Games, Illuminae, The Mortal Instruments, The Wrath and the Dawn. I love Shatter Me. What other series have I read? Sin Eater's Daughter is great. Not a lot of people have read that, which I think is upsetting. It's very good. So those are going to be my answers for that question. I'm going to leave this as the final question, and it is, what book do I first remember loving or reading? So for me, that's definitely Best Friends by Jacqueline Wilson. I remember it was given to me by my dad one birthday or Christmas. I absolutely flew through it. I loved it. And from then on, I read basically all of Jacqueline Wilson's books, and I could just not put books down. I absolutely love that. Then also, as I mentioned, the My Sister Vampire series, I absolutely loved that. And then I also loved a book called A Year Without Autumn by Liz Kessler, which was absolutely great. Again, I remember reading that in the car and I couldn't put it down. Absolutely loved it. So those are definitely the books that got me started. I'd love to know what books it is that got you started with reading, so let me know in the comments down below. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully it's not too long. I think it's probably quite short, to be honest. Just quick fired, answered a few questions. Let me know if you liked it down below. Feel free to leave a like or subscribe if you want to. Don't feel pressure to though. And I'll see you in my next video. Okay, bye!